After a tough loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, Davante Adams shoved the cameraman, and now he's being charged with assault. Let's take a look at that video right now.
And the Chiefs, it would want
frustration from Adams, and whoa. Can't have that as Adams leaves the field. The frustrations on this evening bubbling over, and that's not what you want to see.
Davante Adams straight up shoved him as he was walking back. He was obviously frustrated with the outcome of the football game, with it being so close. And he was exiting where he was supposed to go, and the cameraman just kind of stepped right in front of him. Now, Davante Adams did take two hands and shove him. That was probably a little much and probably not necessary, but he did apologize at a later time. Let's take a look at another view. I think this one gives a little more opportunity to see what exactly happened from his point of view. So if you watch, the cameraman knows what's going on, knows the game is over, knows that that is where the players exit. If he doesn't know, then he should have known. Still goes right there, right in front of Davante Adams. Shoop. Now, should have Davante Adams shoved him again? No, but the cameraman also shouldn't have been walking right there. So that's a tough position to be in. So now Davante Adams has been charged criminally with city charges of assault, which means it carries up to $1,000 and 6 months in jail. It's likely, I don't think he has a criminal record, so it's unlikely that he'll be sentenced to jail. But what do you guys think would happen? Comment below what you think would happen or what should happen. I think he might just get a probation sentence. But honestly, watching this video, was it right that he did that? No. But that's a tough position to be in. And honestly, that's whenever charges are brought to the DA's office, the prosecutor's office, then they decide whether to press charges or not. And they did in this instance. And they might have taken into consideration that he is a celebrity. He's a football player. He's not someone walking down the streets, and charging Davante Adams with this crime. So we'll have to see what the prosecutors actually end up doing with this. It also came out that the cameraman might sue Davante Adams civilly for assault and battery, which is an intentional tort. And the tough thing in that is going to be proving damages, proving his injuries. He could say he has emotional distress now because it was on national television. And now he's just known as the cameraman that was shoved by Davante Adams. I doubt that would help him a lot, though. But it's also come out that he might have a concussion or had whiplash or something like that. That would help his case. But if he can't prove those injuries, then it's going to be hard to go forward on those civil charge or bring those civil suit, and an attorney might not even want to take it. An attorney might take it just for the publicity of it, but in any normal instance, it would be a hard case to make without knowing what his injuries are. So, and the NFL is supposedly going to punish Davante Adams as well, but they have come out and said that they're waiting to see how the criminal proceedings go, to see how they are going to proceed. So criminal cases, the burden of proof is beyond reasonable doubt. The civil case is preponderance of the evidence, and I don't know what, or even if the NFL has some kind of burden of proof, but so it's harder to meet the criminal case. So I don't even know if it would be a tough criminal case to make with the cameraman walking right in front of him. The civil case would be easier to make for the burden of proof, except on the damages part, because in a criminal case, you don't have to prove damages, but in a civil case, you have to prove damages. If the law is the same there as it is in Oklahoma, then if you don't prove damages, then you can get nominal amount of money, which is $1. Now the NFL, they have so much discretion that I don't think they really have a burden of proof. So they can decide, yep, we're fining you. I don't think he should sit out any games. I think just a small fine from the NFL would be good enough. Just saying, hey, this isn't right. Don't do it again, and let's go on down the road. So, like I said, Davante Adams did apologize after this event.
It was I had a little collision with Hunter on the left side. I didn't see anything after I released and got back vertical. We ended up running into each other, so that's all I saw. I don't even know where the ball went or nothing. It's on the ground, so I didn't see that. And before I answer anything else, I want to apologize to the guy. Some guy running off the field, and he ran, jumped in front of me. We were coming off the field, and I bumped into him and kind of pushed him, and that thing ended up on the ground. So I want to say sorry to him for that, because that was just frustration mixed with him running and literally just running in front of me, and that was shouldn't have responded that way. But that's how I initially responded. So I want to apologize to him for that.
He wasn't even asked a question.
Some guy.
He wasn't even asked a question about shoving the cameraman, and he wanted to come out and apologize for that. So that really shows a lot. And like he said, he was upset. He was in the heat of the moment. He was pissed off about losing that game. And so I thought that was really good of him to apologize pretty close to the end of the game, and even when someone doesn't even ask him about it. He also deleted he apologized on Twitter, but then deleted it, supposedly. Apparently it says, supposedly he tweeted this later that night. Sorry to the guy I pushed over after the game. Obviously very frustrated at the way the game ended. When he ran in front of me as I exited, that was my reaction, and I felt horrible immediately. That's not me. My apologies, man. Hope you see this. That's really good of him. Again, now, why did he delete it? That I don't know, and that's kind of odd. He might have talked to a attorney who said delete that. He might have talked to, if he has a PR team, he might have talked to his PR team and said, hey, delete that, because that would be able to be used in court. Obviously, his interview after the game would be able to use in court in both the civil and criminal trial. And so an attorney might have said, hey, go delete that, but someone probably screenshotted it, and you can probably still find it out there, and it can still be used against him in a criminal or civil lawsuit. So there's also what's called spoliation of evidence. And so if he knew that there were going to be civil charges or had a good idea, and he goes and tweets that and then deletes it, he could get in big trouble, actually, for deleting evidence of the incident. Now, this tweet would be able to be used in court, and in a civil trial, he might be punished for deleting evidence. So that's another thing to keep in mind. I don't know if an attorney would have instructed him to delete that because of that. So comment below what you think should happen to Davante Adams. Do you think he should get just a fine? Do you think he should get jail time? Do you think just his status as an NFL player should make it any different? Let me know what you think in the comments. There's also been lots of tweets about Davante Adams, and so let's take a look at it. Before he moved to Sin City, turned his back on the Lord, knocks some guy down, helps him up, and puts his hat on. That was before he moved to Sin City, though. Now, afterwards, me on Good Morning America, if Davante Adams pushed me like that. Davante Adams walking off the field last night. Camera guy heads for exit. That's a good one. Happy Gilmore's classic. If Davante Adams shoved me. Obviously, these are being taken a little out of... Obviously, these are going a little far. And yeah, people can fake injuries, but it's not very likely that they are faking injuries or exaggerate. Because they they really just want to get better. But in this situation, when it's a celebrity, the cameraman, who knows what's going to happen. We'll have to see what happens in the civil suit and the criminal suit. So let me know what you think should happen, and we'll have to keep watching this.